If you're having difficulty with anxiety or stress is getting the better of you, or a sudden moment of panic strikes you, whether it's at home, at work, at the store, there are several things you can do to help you regain control, recenter yourself in your body and in your awareness, and restore calm and well-being and agency in these moments. The three techniques I'm going to share today are box breathing, which is a way of bringing your breath into control when the anxiety builds and you find yourself forgetting to breathe. The second is sensory awareness, grounding yourself in the sensations of your body and the perceptions in the outside world to bring yourself out of whatever inner spiral might be happening in that moment. And the third is to go for a walk and immerse yourself in a physical activity in your surroundings to allow yourself to fully come back into control and agency over your whole self. Let's start with box breathing. They call it box breathing because it acts a little bit like a box. If you think about the four sides of breathing, which are an inhalation, a pause to allow that breath to settle in you, an exhalation, and then another pause before the next breath. This box technique allows you to control each aspect of the breath. And it's very simple. Begin with a very conscious inhale. This inhale can last anywhere from 1 to 5 seconds. And when you're really in a moment of anxiety or stress or panic attack or something like that, you might find that initially it's hard to go for more than 1 second. But just getting 1 second of control at first, and then 1 second pause, and 1 second exhale, another pause, and then gradually build up the time between each of these. So gradually building that box from a small box of control over your breath at 1 second per side, to 2 seconds, to 3 seconds, and then up to 5. And often by the time we reach about 5 seconds in between, we are now fully back in control of our breathing. And the breathing is the center of our grounded awareness that we can always return to in times of anxiety. So we'll do one together now. And one of the nice things about box breathing is that nobody has to notice you doing it. You can quietly try this technique if you're sitting at your desk and you receive an email that stresses you out, if you're in a conversation where anxiety suddenly grips you, if you're sitting in a crowded restaurant or mall or something like that, and some sudden anxiety overtakes you, this technique is invisible to the outside world. And its power to regain control and calm and resettle your emotions is tremendous. Another technique, which you can use in concert with box breathing at the same time, or you can try on its own, is conscious sensory awareness. And this is a very straightforward approach that brings you out of the inner spiral that may be going on that's building up your anxiety. If you have an inner monologue going on, if you are finding yourself gripped with internal tension, bringing your awareness into the outside world, recognizing first your surroundings. So something you can see. If you're outside, notice a tree and see it. Try to be really present in the observation of that sight. It could be a tree, it could be a car, it could be a lamppost. If you're inside, it could be a notepad on your desktop. But bring your awareness in to an object that you fully recognize and can be fully present in seeing. Start by noticing something near you, and then extend your vision to something a little further away. That ability to look into the distance also helps with restoring a sense of perspective and recognize the ability to bring your attention from something close to something far away. Can you feel your heartbeat? Can you feel the sensations of your gut? The potential tension or relaxation in your muscles. This is an opportunity to do something as simple as rolling your shoulders, rolling your neck, and then bringing that sensation to a conscious relaxation of your inner world, and then checking in with your emotional state. How are you feeling? Are you anxious? Are you sad? Are you frightened? Are you angry? Are you calm? Are you beginning to feel a transition in your emotional state? And if you are, excellent. If you are still feeling that anxiety, that tension, that fear, that anger, begin the process again. And you can move between techniques so that you're not just doing the same thing, but rather consciously exercising these techniques, because it is the conscious exercise of a technique of calming that really signifies to your inner self, to your mind, to your emotions, that you are in control. And the last, as I mentioned, is walking. If you are able to move out of the situation, whatever it is, if you're in a crowded space and the tension of the crowd is raising your emotions, is raising your anxiety, if you're in a social situation where you are stressed out, you are angry, you are self-conscious, you begin to spiral. But once you have the ability to remove yourself from the situation, if you can, get outside, go for a walk, notice the trees, notice the sounds, notice the breeze, notice the objects and people around you at a distance. Move your attention from the inner world to the outer and be fully present in your walk. It is amazing how profoundly a short walk can completely reset your emotional state. I like to do this throughout the day at various times, especially if I'm at work and tensions are high because we're moving fast and we have a lot of demands on us in a lot of meetings back to back, where the tasks and the priorities and the next actions can get to be too much. And the interactions can be so high energy that it's valuable to take 10 minutes between meetings, take 20 minutes at lunchtime, and get outside in the air and take a walk and experience life in the world. So these three techniques, box breathing, or really any form of conscious breathing, but box breathing is a great technique to try. Sensory perception, really consciously being aware of your senses, and a simple walk and disengaging from that inner tension and the situation to get out in the world and feel your full, vibrant self in the world, to regain agency and control. I hope these techniques are helpful to you.